Welcome to another video for WinBidPro version 15 by GDS Estimating. This video we're going to talk about sharing a catalog or putting a catalog on your cloud drive so that you can use it from multiple devices. And one thing to keep in mind is this is only recommended if it's one person using the catalog at a time. So you shouldn't do this if you're trying to make it so multiple people can use a catalog at once, because the cloud drives can't handle that. The drives like Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, all those types of things. So they're really only intended for one person at a time to be using the file that you have on those drives. So with that in mind, in GDS, when you open the program, unless you have a setting checked that does otherwise, you'll see a list of vendors. And typically when you install a catalog in GDS in WinBidPro, it puts it on your C drive in a WinBidPro folder like this one here. So this is my TubeLight catalog and it's on my C drive. So let's say I want to put that on my cloud drive. This is what it looks like right now, but then we can go to our Explorer window and actually find the file on our C drive. So here's my C drive contents right here. If I open up WinBidPro, there's my TubeLight folder. So what I really want to do is copy this entire folder and put it on my cloud drive. It's actually pretty easy. So we can right click that. I can say copy. I can also cut, which would remove it from my C drive. But if you want to have a backup for it, it's not a bad idea to leave it. So the difference is you can remove it from your list, but you can still leave the files there. So it's always good to have backups, and that's one way of doing it. Let's say I want to put this on my Google Drive. So I click on Google Drive, assuming you've got an account and you've got it, available in your list of files and folders. Then we can do that. Now, what I would probably do first is create a new folder that's called like GDS vendors, and that way instead of having just a bunch, if you do this with more than one catalog, instead of having a bunch on your root directory of your cloud drive, it's better to organize it and put them in one place where it's kind of a recognizable name, and that would be here. So remember, I've copied the TubeLight folder from my C drive, and now I'm just going to paste it here in my cloud drive. They're pretty big folders depending on how long you've been using that catalog, how many jobs you've entered, how many times you get in and out of the program. All those things kind of contribute to the size. So, your files might be bigger than mine. It might take longer to copy. But so now we've got our TubeLight folder inside our GDS vendors inside the Google Drive. And now is where we change the GDS system so that it uses that. So I've got a couple different versions, but that was the R1, I hope. Let's see, let's get in. Oh, and actually the way it works, you could have multiple versions of the same catalog in the same vendor folder. So in my case, I'm just going to do the R1 2019 catalog for TubeLight. So what I'm going to do actually is remove it from my list. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. And then the next thing I'm going to do is add the cloud drive version to my list. So like I said, if it's a cloud drive catalog, you really only want it to be for yourself. So you could say add for only me. But if you're not in a network environment and you're not already sharing some of your other catalogs, you could actually say add for all users, because theoretically, if you're alone and it's only on your computer, you're the only user. But either one works, and it just puts a checkbox to show you if it is actually a shared catalog or not. So just to keep it simple, I'm going to say add only for me. And then now's where I go and find the Google Drive on my list of folders and files. I see my GDS vendors folder, so I'm going to open that up. I see the TubeLight Inc. folder, and now is where I select the actual catalog file. And it's always the one that just has the MDB, or it just has the name of the vendor and like a year and a revision number. If it has anything like temp or BAK or backup or any of that stuff, don't select that file. You want the one that's just plain and simple, has the vendor name, the year, and the version, and that's pretty much it. But it actually is an MDB file. So I'm going to select that. It added that one to my list, and you'll notice that One thing about cloud drives is it keeps a synchronized copy of the files on your actual C drive also. So that's just how these cloud drives work, and that's one of the reasons they're not good at multi-user kind of access. So it's good for just one person at a time. So I've added that. Now I can just go ahead and open that vendor just like any other vendor. And there's our sample job. And now any jobs I do, they're going to get saved and synced to the Google Drive on the web. And I could open up my laptop when I'm traveling or right now and close out of this and open it up in my laptop, and I'll see whatever jobs I put in or anything I've changed. So that's an easy way to create like a cloud catalog for GDS that you can use yourself from any device that has the WinBidPro version 15 software on it. That's it. Thanks.